All right, welcome and thank you for joining us today. Life After the Fire, the preeminent podcast for everything pertaining to having a life after the fire service. My name's Chris Phelps. I'm your host, and joining us today on Zoom is Shaun Fix. Shaun is a retired firefighter out of Boca Raton. Actually, Shaun, what did you retire as?
I retired as a EMS captain.
EMS
So
captain.
my last, I think 20 years, I was a EMS captain.
Wow. So my name's Chris Phelps, and I'm your host, and we've got Shaun with us today. So a little history on us. I have to go back into the late 80s, where I was fresh out of high school, working on an ambulance company, and down in Boca Raton, and would run with this guy Shaun Fix, and been loosely connected over the years, and seen some of the great things that Shaun has done, and set himself up for life after the fire department. And that's why I thought he would be a great person to chat with today. So tell us, I guess, a little bit about what how long of a career did you have in the fire service? When did it end? And what have you been doing since?
So my total career was a little over 35 years. I started out while I was in paramedic school in Gainesville, working as a firefighter and an EMT up there. And in 1984, when I finished paramedic school, I went to work for St. Lucie County, in obviously Fort Pierce, St. Lucie. I worked there for a little under 5 years, and then my last roughly 30 years were with the city of Boca Raton.
Cool.
So I've been retired now a little over 4 years.
Awesome. And what did you do to set yourself up for retirement?
Well, I don't know that I actually did it intentionally, but in 1988, I started a company that does medical training, and my goal at that time was to be able to bring EMS, fire, hospital training to the facility. So if a fire department wanted to do trauma training, ITLS, PHTLS is what we were doing back then. I think it was actually called BTLS, but we could show up and do it there. If a hospital wanted ACLS, we could show up and do it there. So that was my plan, was to have that little niche where we could just show up at a surgery center, a doctor's office, etc. And in 1988, there was really only one other company out of Miami that was doing that. So I started that in '88, and doing with me, and then me and a part-time secretary, then a couple of other nurses and a couple other firemen helping me teach, and fast forward to now, and we have moved out of my garage at my house, and we have a 6,000 square foot building of office space. We have 10 full-time office staff and about 120 instructors, and we train a little over 20,000 people last year.
Wow. Those are some impressive numbers. Now, are you doing this all in the state of Florida, or have you branched out and are
Yeah, we basically go all over the country. So we started in Florida, but for the past probably 9 years, one of our larger